membership list is to ascertain the extent of irregularities with regard to the mailing of ballots to members eligible to vote in the WBAI local station board election held between October 15, 2007 and or about ending on or about November 15, 2007 by comparing the membership list to a list of persons claiming to have not received ballots. Yeah, sure. He wants every member. Or they just want everybody's name and address because they can't get it legally. A declaration that the WBAI delegate election, wait a minute, that's not the right one. No, you might as well read that one.
Please come to order. I'm just going to add to his time.
In order
you interrupt him, I will add to his time.
Within 5 days of service upon any ballot of such order to send by first class ballot replacement ballots to all qualified voters who notified defendants, I'm not starting again, prior to November 15, 2007, that they did not receive a ballot in the U.S. mail. And you know, everybody heard that the election was going to the 23rd, but yet they wanted only people who said it by the 15th, because they all figured they were going to do this lawsuit, so that only their friends can vote. An order directing Peters and Ratner to disqualify the ballots of all persons granted waivers by the Waivers Committee of the WBAI LSB after August 31st, 2007. An order directing Peters and Ratner to disqualify the ballots of all persons granted waivers by the Waivers Committee of the WBAI LSB who did not show that paying the minimum monetary contribution or volunteering for at least 3 hours of the radio station would work a hardship on them. And I guess they're afraid of people that don't have money. I don't know. An order directing defendants to provide plaintiffs with a list of the names and addresses of all persons who notified defendants by November 15, 2007 that they had not received ballots. And again, that's just their date, even though the election was extended to the 23rd. So they just don't want some people to vote. I thought people should know some of the things that were in this lawsuit that messed up the whole election.
I never got a ballot. I didn't get a ballot.
By the way,
people didn't.
Please come to order. Miss Heffley. Miss Heffley. This is the time for...
The suit was filed on November 16th. The problems with the election began several months before. As regards this terrible thing of James Ross wanting to see the membership list, this is a matter of law. And Dan Siegel, by denying him that membership list, knowingly violated the law. This is the lawyer, sometimes executive director, whose legal opinion, Madam Chair, is depending so much upon. 3 years ago, with a great deal of enthusiasm, I made suggestions as to how BAI might publicize itself so more people would know about it. None of the suggestions have ever been taken up. I launched my own campaign, producing my own flyers, distributing them by the thousands, or at least many hundreds. This LSB has not done diddly, nor has the management advertised itself to advertise, I should say, the station. We have seen membership decline by 1,000 people every year while they were in charge. I think it's time for a change.
Just as an aside, it's not what I want to say as the basic business of being up here now. I didn't get a ballot. A board member heard that I didn't get a ballot, confirmed my address and everything. I still didn't get a ballot. I was able to go up and get a ballot, fill it out, and vote. Now, where the hell is this going? Where did this start going wrong? I'd love to know that. But anyway, the reason why I'm up speaking now is BAI is not supposed to be a commercial station. We have so many producers that have something to sell, a product to sell, an idea, a service to sell. And they give out their telephone numbers, and they get responses. The most blatant thing I heard recently was a couple of weeks back on what, create your, and okay, let this happen. But how about getting some bucks out of these people? The worst, I would say, was my pal, Gary Null. Now he would, he with his smarts and the use of BAI on air, I'm sure made millions. He made at least 8, 9, 10 grand out of me. I was on that year and a half anti-aging study. Between 600 and 700 of us started in two.
Please come to order.
You behave like a child.
Please come to order. Please do not interrupt members of the public when they're speaking. Thank you.
After a year and a half, there were only 30 of us that finished. But he made a hell of a lot out of me. I appreciated what he did. I think the man is brilliant. But again, I state, the only reason I am glad that he's the hell off the air, he's on other stations if you want his good counsel, do that. But when he talks against BAI and tells his audience not to support the station during the fund drive, I mean, that's almost criminal. So I don't think he should be allowed back, and I'm grateful that he's been tossed off the air no matter how or what or why, but he's gone. And I hope the hell he doesn't come back. But how about making some bucks out of these people? One of the few producers that doesn't have a product or a service to sell is our Paul Martin. I have to commend him for that. Not very much else. I would still haven't seen the hell off the air. Anyway, please come to order. I'm glad you're all having a kick out of this, but anyway, it's really serious.
I'm sorry, Madam Chair. Yes?
Time is up, and I have
an announcement to make.
All right, hang on. Nia spoke first. She has an announcement to make. Yes, Nia. Time is up for public comment. We have to clear this room pretty quickly. All right, Nia, speak.
Time is up. Time is up. Okay. And also,
Just
motion to adjourn.
To have these injustices
It's been moved and seconded.
promoted. They don't care if somebody's thrown off.
Sorry.
What about Robert Knight? Don't we care about Robert Knight? He didn't do a good job for 25 years.
It's been moved and seconded.
What's wrong with the
All
whole
those in
society?
All those in favor of adjourning,
This
please raise your
meeting
hand.
will be adjourned to the Westway
All
Diner,
those in favor of
614
adjourning,
9th
please
Avenue.
raise your hand. Good. And please come to order. Yes, there's moved and seconded to adjourn, and when it's moved and seconded to adjourn, we vote to adjourn. All those in favor of adjourning, please raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All opposed? 1, 2, 3, 4. This meeting is adjourned. The next meeting of the local station board will take place on February 20th.
Folks, we gotta clear out the room because we gotta come back here and see if
They're going to do that over there.
I'm in order. I'm in order. I'm in order. These people that came out of order. Daddy, you didn't bring those batteries? Where was he? You could have a report on the context of potato salad.
I'd like to order a French fries.
Do you have just like a soup with tuna fish? How much is a soup with tuna fish? Oh, all right. So no, there's someone else. I got it. Look.
Oiga, a mí esto viene con la pizza y...
Can I get a, second? No, that's, can I get a rice pudding and a hot chocolate?
Yeah, so let's put motion on.
With cream for the rice pudding? What? With cream for the rice pudding? With what?
With cream.
No. Okay. Next?
Andrea. It's going to be a problem to wait till the next meeting.
Caroline called me sexy. She might take the Brooklyn out. Denounce me to the poor.
You know what?
She might set me in the poor.
Absolutely. Takes me back to my youth.
My youth.
I see, still a young
Only
man.
there'd be a first and anyone was sexist and not racist.
Let me tell you, very little on the menu. I'm very sensitive. I had surgery like weeks ago. I got something really soft. I'm hoping that the pastrami is nice.
But the rye bread,
Well, do you want to know something? I was going to interrogate him about the rye bread. There's no toes, they're unseated, but I let it slide. I'll just pick the meat off the plate.
I'm going to ask you to do a treasurer's report or something. What you will be, no, but what you will be looking for as treasurer.
I'm not going to deliver any sort of statement at tonight's meeting. Somebody gave me an orange at the meeting.
It's on the agenda.
Really,
a report from the treasurer's
You can do what Baruti does and say, we don't have a report. We don't have a report today.
We're doing it now.
I would like to put my
That's a good deal.
But I wouldn't do to you. Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
This meeting first. And we need to have an election for a temporary chair of the delegates meeting for today.
The meeting
So-
is Mitchel
So
Cohen.
I'd like to convene this as a delegates meeting for the purpose of electing PNB directors. Can you guys please stop? All of you, Patty, come on. So I accept nominations for
Point of order, Chair.
yes, good.
I do not believe we had previously announced the delegates meeting.
For tonight.
He's right.
However, the civic election.
We can do it the way they did it. Just elect directors at an LSB meeting. I think that was a fine procedure and we should follow it.
That's true. What that is, the meeting was announced to happen on Saturday. That's what we announced.
For the 25th, have a delegates meeting on the 25th. Friday.
The Friday, yeah, that's what we announced.
All right, so
Well, the question is, are we going to accept the PNB? Should we? Or not?
What?
I think the one that
We have an LSB meeting to conduct.
that we can do what we want to do in an
At which time I think the agenda calls for the election of directors.
Let's not talk the baby with the bathwater. PNB will have its right to rule it.
So No,
No, there's no experience.
no, I didn't run it.
One person for us is what we're gonna do.
Hold on.
If we are continuing,
Everybody can't hear you.
continuing,
Tape recorder can't hear you.
We haven't counted ballots yet.
We're not continuing, we don't recognize that meeting.
the meeting was legal, the participation of 12 people.
I don't agree it was legal. It was not noticed properly. It was called by a chair whose term has expired. It was not a legal meeting, I
I think we
understand.
have a good chance of winning, and then we'll bring on 3 people.
What made it a legal meeting? The only legal meeting that we had was the one on the 27th that we conducted here, at which time we established the next meeting, which is now. The previous meeting was not a legal meeting. The December 27th was also called by the chair.
Everybody can hear. It's very hard to hear. If people are going to talk separate from the meeting, you have to leave. You have to leave the table. Sorry.
It's a conspiracy.
Okay.
All right, so we have two things. One, Alex has ruled that has put forth the motion that this cannot be a delegates meeting because it wasn't properly noticed. Does anybody object to that
Well, the
proposal?
board passed a motion last night, the PNB passed a motion last night that we can have one.
We can elect directors at an LSP meeting. It's not the same thing as
Excuse me,
convening
point of order here.
Yes.
Point of order.
Come on, you guys.
Alex, Patty, could you wait till you recognize, because it's very hard to hear.
So, is anybody opposed to Alex's statement that this would not be a delegates meeting?
No.
Any opposition?
Is anyone,
right.
wait, is anyone opposed? Why? Because it was not, what is your
Any
rationale?
objection? Doesn't matter. Does
So
anybody
basically,
object?
we challenge the chair, right?
No, I'm ruling in favor of Alex's motion since nobody has any objections that this is not a delegates meeting. And now we would go back into the LSP meeting.
is rescue. Huh?
All right. And no objections, so ruled. Okay.
None, so the delegates meeting is
Please.
point of information.
Yes.
When is the delegates meeting?
25th of January.
Friday.
That's what we set aside last night.
Right.
Nobody did. We did that last night.
So therefore,
When we voted last night.
I request that we convene the LSP meeting.
Okay. The LSP meeting, we're going to convene seeing a quorum.
Point of information, I'm sorry, the 25th.
The PNB will be here.
Right, that's where we're meeting. We're meeting
That's my
after the
point, if I may
PNB.
finish it.
We're meeting at
If I
4
may
p.m.
finish it, my point is that the PNB often has all-day training sessions on the first day, on Friday.
For themselves.
For the PNB, private, they're not open, but they do tie up all the directors.
Well, believe me, the meeting's short. You can go to the bathroom.
Well, just take that into consideration.
Rice pudding or tapioca?
So as the LSP meeting is now adjourned, is now started. We have on the agenda election of PNB directors here, and on the agenda a statement from Alex about his contact with Dan Siegel, a report from the treasurer, and a thing from an motion or idea from Carol about reports from the general manager. Does anybody else have anything to put on the agenda?
Point of information. The report from the treasurer is a motion or a statement.
I don't know. We'll know when we get to it.
It's an item on the agenda. It's an item on the agenda. Report from...
I'm sorry, the previous motion was adopted without objection.
Yes.
Okay.
The one about the meeting. I want to overrule a tyrannical chair.
Go.
I had another motion. I made it.
So, do we have nominations? We have the same nominations that were mentioned earlier this evening for PNB directors.
We don't presume anything. Okay. We have nominations. Nominations are open. We're having an LSB meeting. Would you like to read the PNB resolution that allows us to elect directors at an LSB meeting? Do we need to read that again?
We are following a thing that Roger read earlier, saying that the LSB has a right to elect directors.
Coffee.
So we're just going to go ahead and elect our directors.
And these would be point of order.
I ordered
These will be different set of directors, the same directors on the 25th will be elected.
No.
These will be the directors elected by the
Peppermint tea.
But that's what we plan to do on the 25th.
25th will be after the court case. It might be a totally different, maybe a totally different.
We don't know the election.
That's not yours.
We may decide to elect a different set of directors.
Point of information.
Oh, right here.
We're
No
going to
ice.
have a decision on the 24th from the judge. We are not going to have.
So for me, I count the ballots. So for me, you have to mail out the replacement.
We're going to chocolate.
Count the ones that will be mailed in.
We're not going to have any information.
I know that, but we will have more information than we do now.
I don't think they will count.
What does that have to do with the motion that Alex made?
Point of information. Alex is a request to have an election changeable on the 25th, but we will have no
Iced tea.
Iced tea. Dan Silverman ruled that, as Roger read earlier, that the LSD has the authority and right to nominate and elect people to the PNB, to elect directors. That is what we're proceeding to do now. On the 25th, that's just the date we picked. We could change that, we could, that could be changed. What we're doing now is following the rules that was set down by Dan Siegel and the Pacifica Board. Please stop.
Oh, that looks so good.
On dry bread. Anybody have a motion to make?
Tuna salad.
We are talking about.
That's mine, that's mine.
Donuts are so good.
Do I hear a motion to accept the agenda?
So there are 4 items on the list. I don't know what's on the fucking agenda. I'm writing it.
You cannot do that. You have to listen and write it
I
whatever you
am
hear.
listening, but I don't understand it. I didn't know this was on the agenda, and I'm trying to find out.
9:30.
Oh, that's your tuna salad.
No, I'm just holding
Oh, because I asked for rye bread.
This is rye.
Well, it looks like toast.
It's toasted rye. Rye toast.
I didn't say anything about toast.
It's hardly toast.
Yeah.
Hardly.
Let's be flipped.
It must be flavored.
We have 5 items on the agenda.
Patty,
Does anybody
are you having a good hair
make a
day
motion to
today?
accept this agenda?
Every day is a good hair day.
Anybody have a second to that?
Second. Will you ask?
Maybe a bun?
Right, are there any objections to this agenda? Hold it for you. Okay, so we go for it. So the first thing we're doing is electing directors. Who are the nominees for the position of Pacifica National Board Director? For the staff.
Staff, we have the nominees that were entered on our list were Kathy Davis, R. Paul Martin, and Sean Rhodes.
I know the list there of the nominees.
He's not part of it. He might not be eligible.
Who's the, oh, our Paul.
Where's my pie?
Because he's expired. Well, no, we're going by their rules.
Who's expired?
No, we're not.
how we're going to handle it.
Wake up.
We assume
Okay, we're going to have to forever. Well, it doesn't mean he can't be nominated.
No, we can pick and choose.
He can be nominated, and theoretically, he can still serve if there's a quorum failure.
No, he can't be nominated. He's not a member of the board, according to...
Can't you
just put it there?
What?
Can't you just put it there?
Yeah, I'm going to put it in.
He's not a member of the board.
Yeah, it's coming.
Yeah, but not like
Yeah. That's on the side of marinara and a slice of onion. Oh yeah, the onion.
So you like William here well. What's the vegetable burger?
That you throw in the veggie.
Have something healthy like what's that easy.
How many ballots? How many ballots?
There are 9. Are there any other nominations for staff candidates for the board of directors?
Conduct this meeting in a little bit more orderly fashion.
That's why the It's an interim.
There are eggs in it and lemon. Yes, I was supposed to add it with egg and lemon.
The judge will not only have to rule who can be counted in the election, but also in order to provide the amended proposition is valid. And they do not have a question because
¿Dónde está? Put our
We're proceeding under the. You're right, then. That's not right. Both of it.
Somebody else is here.
What are we doing? They say that, right? Well, we say it here, but not here.
How many do we have to have?
Something has a lot of
9.
And you know, we have a great time.
We're having a rich time together.
Party, nice party.
I'm going to nominate Bob.
But they support him.
Somebody should nominate Bob.
That is weird, but it's very weird.
At some point, it could be a simple nomination.
Why do I have these?
You don't do anything else. Just don't do anything.
She didn't give them to you.
My French fries.
All right, Steve has raised the question that if we're if Whitey and R. Paul Martin
I'm trying to
covet
other people's food.
nomination for the director of the board.
No one
Why don't you restate it?
Is that your spoon right there? Can I use that spoon?
Yeah.
Can I have a little bite of this potato salad?
Yeah, director. Give us an order to board. Our law
You are a gentleman and a
and so
scholar.
we need some ruling.
What happened to my coleslaw that I
All
chose to have?
surviving members.
I don't get it.
If the judge makes a decision at the election,
That dwarf thing so funny. Mitchels are doing this. But they dwarfs and Mitchels.
And the answer to that is Steve is right. We're acting under the
Wait to see what
assumption
they have next.
the perfect well directed. That's why we're meeting in this way.
So yeah, we went to the LSP meeting. That was
the 12 directors are the only ones, the 12 continuing directors are the only ones who are able to make these decisions for now until the election is resolved.
Sure.
And then when the election is resolved, we can elect new directors.
You eat before I attack you, French fries.
No, not if we don't answer it. Whether we should is not the motion on the floor. The motion on the floor is to elect. We have nominations. I'd like to know if there are any other nominations besides Kathy and Sean that people would like to make.
They had to come in by the end of the year, so it's too late to add new nominations. Already. We did get our nominations in before the end of the year.
Well, I'm going to rule. You can move to overrule.
We have French fries,
People
right?
want to make additional nominations we hear at the meeting. We have Can you please stop this? All of you.
I'm sorry.
Not only you.
Don't worry about the diet.
Well, I want the Kathy to chair, but I have a very short fuse here.
cross-nominated.
So I'm making a ruling that they're moving to overrule that anybody present here who is a director can make a nomination. Any of the 9 people who are present here. Any of the 9 delegates are here can make a nomination here for PNB director. Well, there may be more. Steve doing that. I was gonna seek additional nominations.
And it's past the deadline.
So, because I want to nominate Ray LaForest to be a director.
Which one's that?
Vegetable omelet?
Omelet, vegetable omelet.
Well, there was I made a ruling, there was a move to overrule the chair.
Excellent.
A second, so we go to, does anybody want to speak to the motion on why
That
it
is a
should
sad pile of French
overrule
fries. That's pathetic. How much is that?
the decision of the chair?
Come on, where's the pile of fries? It looks like there's half of the fries. Is that a real fry?
What do you want? It's fine.
You want more French fries?
Doesn't look like more, doesn't it? Looks like a
Is the order?
That's good.
No, sí, ella está diciendo que se ve muy pálido.
Advocating on my behalf.
No se puede hacer nada acerca de eso. Let me tell you what I said.
Does anybody want to speak to this
arbitrate
motion?
this now. Who ordered the fries?
Yeah, the motion to overrule the chair goes into the minutes.
Quiet.
You don't need to put it in open discussion.
Actually, they're very good.
Good one. Anybody? Nobody wants to speak? Okay, then we'll just go right to a vote. All in favor of upholding the ruling of the chair that nominations could be made here at this meeting.
They're good, yeah.
For five delegates.
No, it's against the bylaw.
All in favor of upholding, why should be worded? All in favor of upholding the ruling of the chair, please raise your hand if you're
Roll call vote. We have a call for a roll call vote.
you know, except if one of the delegates wants to do that, that's fine. If Ray or Bob wants to do it, that's fine. You can do that.
This meeting is not legally considered.
But we should have a roll call vote.
You want roll call?
No, she's not a delegate.
Isn't Robert's fired?
All in favor of upholding the ruling of the chair, please raise your hand.
Upholding the ruling.
All in favor of overruling the chair?
1, 2.
All right. Number 5.
1, 2, 3, 4.
5. Catherine.
Kathy's 4.
I don't know. Me. Cat. This is not your function.
I was counting.
What's that?
Next
Oh, all the way down.
The next item then is to have the election of the staff member of the director.
Yo concentré en yo.
Or the two nominees.
You have to ask them if they're accepting it.
I'm not going to ask you.
I respectfully decline the nomination.
No.
Were you called on?
Mr. Chair.
All right, Joanne declines the nomination.
Mr.
Yeah.
I move that we accept the speeches given by the candidates.
Sorry. No, we can't do this.
Yeah, we can.
Would you like to make a 1 minute?
We can't do that.
It's moving.
Because we're not recognizing there is a meeting that we're functioning at. Yeah. Would you like to make a speech? No, okay. It's only one candidate, so it's either Kathy Davis or no one. So that's what you write on your ballots. Actually, or you can do it right.
You could probably vote for anyone you want. Bylaws don't say anything about that.
What?
Yeah, she's got paper over here. And we give these out. Linda, can you take charge of getting these out? Rather than
I do what?
take charge of giving them to the 9 delegates. Make sure there are 9 there.
She doesn't need.
Trying to conduct
So now we're putting up the same staff.
You really need
We have to write staff on this.
Give it away.
Put one in front of them.
No.
Put one in front of them. Not Bob. One's a Bob, one's a Bob, and one's a Ray.
What
I feel like the blind person on the subway.
Now will you collect the vote?
You have handles?
Yes.
You have to write staff on it.
You can write Martians on it.
All right, I'm picking up your ballots.
Oh, you're picking up the ballot.
Why are you giving me 2?
Because I cheated. I have somebody else's ballot. I got it from somebody else.
Only 9.
X on the blank one. I voted for myself twice.
Not a staff candidate.
Therefore,
Bam! Linda, use a different table. Linda, use a different table. Somebody's sitting there.
This kind of looking. She's kind of looking at you very strange. More like.
Okay, the next item while we're counting are, oh, you didn't hand it in? The next item is the election of the listener representatives, directors for the PNB. Who were the nominees?
Okay. I think it's Burton, Cohen, Fishman, Steinberg, and Brown. believe anybody else was nominated.
You ate all of it?
I'll put you back.
Close together.
I'm sorry. I'm a very efficient eater.
My sprinkles against that.
They were very good.
Okay, so we have 5 nominees for the listener directors to the PMB. Carolyn Burden, myself, Andrea Fishman, Alex Steinberg, and Steve Brown. Now, Carolyn, do you accept? Mitchel, do you accept? Yes. Andrea, do you accept? Alex, do you accept? And Steve, do you accept? Okay, so it's Carolyn, Cohen, and Steinberg. Did you want to make a vote? Thank you.
That Steve Brown makes speeches for all of it.
Do you want to make a speech? No. And neither do I. I waive it. Carolyn, what?
No, where I'm coming from.
Don't say that.
Go back there. Let's see one.
It's already counted.
It's already counted.
No, why? She counted them. She counted them. I'm going to announce it.
You better hurry and come back or we'll pile in the gun.
There's single transfer voting. Fortunately, it's only 3 candidates.
Gordon Cohen, Steinberg, or only Tracy?
3 of us.
It's a weird thing. I would love to change that. One of the many bylaw changes.
How you doing?
Yes. The writing candidate, because there was a writing candidate once in one of these places, didn't it?
These are people who were nominated.
Oh, yeah.
That was the general election. Do we have a question here? Kathy has Kathy is asking, why are we only choosing from among the people? Well, why don't you say yes to the video?
Say that again?
Which is better?
Because they can fly. There were no other people nominated. There's a listserv for the 12 non-expired delegates on the LSP. Nominations were sent to that listserv. These were the only ones that were received before the end of the year, when that was the deadline.
And all 12 people were on.
Yes. If some members choose to ignore that list, that's their problem. But the list is there. They were notified.
But listserv and email list.
So the results of the last election were Kathy Davis has 7, 2 not voting.
Get that response.
I was going to order something further. I was going to order like an apple pie with chocolate ice cream on it.
I'd vote for a new chair if I were.
A new chair, yeah, me too.
Okay, you put them in piles. not me.
It's leftover.
The residual?
Poor Romulo.
I'm going to wet the bed tonight. I hope I don't bring with this.
Number one person putting in piles with number one. Like all different so far. Okay.
How much are those French fries?
No, I don't know.
The next item is for Alex.
It might be like
the ballots is Alex.
$2.
I'm going to get 4.
Usually those things, it's more
Contact with Dan Silverman. What happened with that?
So these are first.
Okay,
Speak to everybody.
okay, as some of you know, we
They have 7.
Use the microphone.
Oh, Carolyn, here it is.
Okay, we
So
passed
you
a
won
resolution at the December.
Carolyn's.
We passed a resolution
Yeah, I can tell you how to
on
do
December 27th,
this.
asking the interim executive director not to act on the recommendation for the GM search committee.
They will
That
get
we
elected.
wanted, we wanted that process suspended until a full LSP
I can do it.
and go over those recommendations. And we reiterated that those recommendations have never been brought back to the full LSP for their consideration, even the old LSP. We also made the point that the GM search committee recommendations came down one day before the last LSP meeting, which should have been the first meeting of the new LSP. But it wasn't for reasons we know about. Anyway, we received a reply from Dan Siegel. The text is on the list for this group. I don't have it handy in front of me to read, but essentially Dan Siegel's reply said that he does not agree that we are a duly constituted local station board. He recognizes only the 24-member local station board that includes the expired delegates, and he will proceed to act on the recommendation. We then
I don't know what I can do.
there's myself, Mitchell, Andrea, and Carol sent off a reply to Dan Siegel, essentially explaining that our case for why the GM search committee recommendation should be held in abeyance until such time as the full duly constituted local station board can act on it. We gave a number of reasons why we think that would be a good idea. There was one suggestion that we accepted. Let's say it was more than a suggestion. It was kind of a threat by Mr. Siegel that there would be legal repercussions if we pursued our stated intention of contacting the candidates. And we agreed not to contact the candidates at this time, but we reserve the right to contact them if we deem it necessary in the future. Instead, we requested that Mr. Siegel himself contact the candidates and explain to them the reason for delay in acting on the recommendation.
I would like to make a statement, repeat my objection to the actions of this LSP and those who wrote the letter. In my opinion, the LSP was able to delegate its responsibilities to the GM search committee. I think it was a stupid and irresponsible thing to do, but it was legal. And the procedure to pick the GM was legal. And further, the three candidates who were picked, all three were elected. I think it's a mistake legally to stop this procedure. I think it would be a terrible thing to contact the candidates outside of the this body will rescind its position.
Is there a second to Steve's motion? What is Steve's motion? To rescind our previous letter to Siegel.
The letter to Siegel was not a motion, was not a resolution of the body. It was a private communication from 4 of us. So there's nothing to.
I think that I will amend my motion. This board should dissociate itself from that the action of those 4 renegade board members. Upon themselves
Now you gotta seal them. You gotta put them 2 in there, and then lick it closed, and then people should sign it. Sign across all sign across the seal.
Let me clarify that. What we took a vote on was a resolution. I think Steve was talking about the follow-up letter to Siegel.
Patty, like my microphone?
I signed this way.
It wasn't a letter.
Okay. So you want to make a motion to rescind that recommendation?
Yes.
Didn't you vote for it?
No, I voted against it. I voted against it, and you'll see that there were 2 people who voted against it. I think Patrick was one. I voted against it. What? Excuse me?
The record.
No, then it was I.
He could still make a motion to rescind it.
No, I voted against it. I know what I did. I know why I did it. I said so in an email which I wrote to several people.
It was legal, and what else did you say? It was legal, and it was actual candidates. Something else about legality.
I said the LSP had the right to delegate.
Patty, I have a microphone.
Excellent. 23rd Street. 23rd?
I don't think that's true. Yeah, I disagree. This is Alex.
Very good Spinelli.
The idea that the LSP have the right to delegate responsibility. We do not have that right.
Thank you very much.
And I have
Look what I got.
that meeting.
Yeah.
Yes. But I will,
Look.
if we ever see minutes, we can get someone to look up the record. And it turns out that I was not supposed to take vote for that. I will move to rescind, which will take 2 meetings. Nevertheless, the LSP rescinded, but the LSP delegated its total responsibility to as I recall,
Mexicans have
There are further.
and very effective.
Wait a minute.
I don't know, who seconded it? Oh, yeah. Okay.
You mean they get
Affecting.
Affecting is
Affecting. You mean that they're like, they make an impact, right? They seem like nice people. They have, you feel they come from the heart.
affect is something from the heart.
I think affecting is what you're looking for.
Okay. First of all, you're under a misconception. The resolution does not state that the
which tortures
the resolution does not state that the LSP search committee was illegal, or that its recommendations were illegal. Nor does our follow-up letter to Dan Siegel state that the LSP search committee recommendations were illegal. What we are saying is that the process they have adopted is an attempt to do an end run around a review by the full LSP, and we feel that that is absolutely necessary in order to have a proper process for bringing in a new GM. So I don't know, this rhetoric is, I don't know what the target of this rhetoric is. This is not.
There's no rhetoric here. My feeling is Just a minute, we've had it. To characterize my very clear statement as rhetoric is insulting. The fact is, I said that it was reprehensible that the LSP chose the delegate responsibility to subcommittee. However, they had the right to do so, as confirmed by Carol Spooner, who said they had the right to do so. And therefore, the process was legitimate, if undesirable.
You can't sit next to her. You can't even sit one person away.
Again, I'm not arguing on the narrow legal grounds of whether this was legal action or not. What I am saying is that whatever the old LSP did, we're now in a new situation. There will be a new LSP. The new LSP has a right to review the recommendations of a new GM coming in. It would really be disenfranchising the voters to do an end run around the new LSP.
I know you talk.
And that's all that the resolution said, and the follow-up letter to Dan Silverman.
Yeah, but it's better. It would be better if it's closer, if the microphone was.
Yeah, with all due respect to the legality of the issue.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
And see if maybe it's correct.
You want to try it?
I'd like to put on the
What?
agenda notice.
Try it. See if you don't want to do it.
That committee's charge to not report and not report back to the rescind that charge and charge that committee with, in fact, returning their decisions and their rationale.
I just need a big taken on
You can't put a new item on the agenda. We've already set the agenda.
You made the motion and I must.
Did you watch any films?
Put the items on the agenda. Good. A new motion is proper if the item is already proposed. The charge and change the
This will be brought up.
Are you bringing this up as an amendment to Steve's resolution?
You're leaving? You're leaving? Here.
The next LSP will...
Then from him.
Okay, that's different. I didn't understand that. Okay.
Newly elected LSP.
Or this, if we continue to meet, well, whatever. It's just notice of a meeting to come in the future. So we'll put that on the agenda for that meeting. There is any more discussion on this issue?
The notice to rescind.
No, that's on the next. That's not for this meeting. It's just a notice that was been. So the
motion though that.
This is the one that Steve Brown made.
It's he wants us to rescind the letter to Siegel and rescind the motion that we voted on last time, which was apparently incorrectly recorded because two people say they voted against it.
Point of order. If
we only have one recorded.
Point of order. If his resolution states that it's incorrect, the LSP can't rescind a letter to Siegel that it never sent.
Steve's motion, if I could help him with it, was to rescind, my mouthful, was to rescind the decision that this LSP made.
The resolution.
The resolution that this LSP made.
Okay.
His motion was to do both.
And
he can't do both.
The other point of order is that this, of course, requires a two-thirds.
Information order. Kathy's right. He wants us to rescind a resolution.
Yeah.
So you have to give a notice to do that.
No, you can attempt to rescind. You just need a two-thirds vote.
He didn't give. You have to give a notice to rescind.
No, you don't have to give a notice to rescind.
Either or.
It's either you give notice or you do a 2/3 vote.
Oh, I see. I get you. Okay. Requires 2/3 vote if tonight. Okay, I'm sorry. Thank you.
So we were waiting for you to come back, but we're going to have a vote on your motion, which requires and we're doing it here, a 2/3 vote to rescind the resolution that was passed by this group at the last meeting.
Okay. Thank you for waiting while I continue to my personal needs.
So all in favor of rescinding, all in favor of Steve's motion of rescinding? 1, 2. All opposed? 3. So the motion fails. 4? Where?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, I didn't see cover.
Take away their food.
So the motion fails.
What about the second part of this?
Never mind, I won't say it for the camera.
What about the second part of his motion?
Mitchell said it was
I ruled the second part out of order, the part of your motion that was not addressing a decision of the LSB. It was just it did not pass. It was just addressing a decision that 4 individuals.
You mean the disassociation from their action?
Right.
That was relevant.
Oh, you wanted? Okay, you could say that.
Oh, I didn't know that part. I thought you were just the letter you were.
But I would think the issue is moot given how the board voted on the preceding question. So it'd be a waste of time.
Time is not a problem.
Time is a problem. I don't have all night.
I would like to speak to him if he's going to.
Well, he's not making. Are you making it? Is it on the floor or not? It's not on the floor.
Next.
Okay. The next item is a report from the treasurer. Where's Jamie?
The treasurer had to leave.
Okay. Well,
treasurer took his treasure.
Well, I'm going to combine these with. Yeah. I didn't even realize he left.
I thought it was Carolyn's discussion.
Right. It was. Carolyn had a motion that we should have reports from the treasurer and reports from the general manager at every LSB meeting. And you want to elaborate on your motion?
Yeah, since we don't have the treasurer responsible for those reports here, Rudy Bediaco, I'd like to maybe make a motion that we petition the PNB to implement its resolution. The PNB passed a resolution that BAI should give them weekly reports on the recovery plan and our fiscal status. We have not seen any reports, neither has the PNB.
Weekly reports?
Weekly. And they were supposed to go to the Finance Committee and to the ED. And they were not, or the CFO, one or the other. And we have not seen any of them. So I would like to make a motion that this board petition the PNB to execute its own damn resolution. That the WBAI treasurer be required to turn in some reports. We have no idea who is in. Are we going to make payroll? Are people getting fired? So my motion is that the PNB, we demand that we as the PNB to implement its resolution for weekly reports from the WBAI treasurer and report back to the entire LSB what those are.
Second. Good. Point of information. Exactly what does that mean, implement their decision? They pass a decision and it's up to the it's up to the LSB to demand from its treasurer such a report and the treasurer to demand from the station the information that would make such a report possible. So I don't know, and the PNB is not going to know what that motion means.
You're correct. The word, Frank corrected me. Enforce is the word.
Right.
How? Make a recommendation for enforcement. Just leave it.
All right. So Carolyn made a motion. It was seconded. If people would like to make an amendment on how
amendment.
Well, or to amend it to how to enforce it.
Substitute amendment. I would recommend that the PNB, which has this power, instruct the executive director who has the power to fire the treasurer, fire the general manager, and instruct the business manager to provide the report that the treasurer has failed to provide up until this time. A very long time.
And instruct
This is gonna consider that an amendment.
All right, you want to fire the treasurer of BAI, is that what you're saying?
The treasurer of the board.
The IGM.
Oh, the
And the IGM.
Oh, the CFO.
And
Are you
instruct
talking about the treasurer?
Are you talking about CFO?
the treasurer of the board.
The PNB.
Board.
Local or state?
Local.
The BAI board is local.
Yes.
Who do you want to fire?
The treasurer is supposed to make the reports to us. He has not done so for a very long time. Fire him. The general manager should have instituted such a report.
Point of order.
Fire him.
Yeah.
Let me finish, please.
Wait,
There was a point of information which I'm answering, and then you can make your point.
It is a point of information.
Well, I'm answering it.
Why don't you argue it out until you arrive at a consensus?
He asked for a point of information, and I'm giving the information of what the report was. And then the last part is to instruct the business manager of the station to make the report that has not yet been made to us. Pretty easy.
Okay, my point of order is Mr. Baruti is no longer the treasurer of the local station board.
Really?
Mr. Bediaco.
Baruti, Bediaco, excuse me. He is.
Right, Jamie is.
James Horse is. We took a vote last meeting, remember? So this whole thing is kind of moot.
No, it's not moot. I would move to amend the.
Frank?
I'm sorry.
Frank? You have the head up?
Public comment if you want.
Doesn't matter.
The word is enforce, not implement.
Yeah, that's what I have.
The point is well taken that Bediaco is not is no longer responsible, which makes the CFO responsible.
Okay, fire him.
So I would like to substitute then. As for the ED or the IED, I'm not sure who we have in charge of, but we have an ED to fire the CFO for failing to implement a directive from the PNB.
By the way we were working on this in the last meeting, and I think in this meeting too, is that if other people who are not directors want to weigh in, you can weigh in. You know, you don't have to wait for a separate listener comment period. You can take part in the discussion of the committee of the whole. Yeah.
I'm going to have to leave in about 4 minutes.
All right. So we have one amendment to Carolyn's motion, which was Steve's amendment, and then there was two amendments, and then there was an amendment to Steve's amendment.
So I need to have them exactly right when we vote.
Well, the amendment to Steve's amendment was to change from firing the treasurer of WBAI to strike that, and to change it to firing the CFO of Pacifica. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way.
Do you want it and replace?
Hello. Hello, Andrea. What are you listening?
I am listening.
Ask me. Ask me. I just.
This is a committee of the whole, I thought. So, are we doing to fire the treasurer and the?
No, I said to strike that. To strike the treasurer, firing the treasurer, and replace it with the CFO.
So we're recommending at the PNB instruct the ED to fire the treasurer. CFO. To fire the CFO and IGM and instruct the business manager.
We're voting first on replacing we're doing two things. Right now we're just voting on whether to replace. Yeah.
If we're on the one hand asking them not to implement the results of the GMC commission, on the other hand asking them to fire the IGM.
No. Because our stations have in the past functioned well and long without general managers. It's not a very necessary job these days, considering that it's so badly fulfilled as a job.
But we're not voting on that just yet. Right now we're voting on the second amendment, which is the right to bear arms. Right?
What about armed bear?
Too cold to bear arms.
Do not accept them.
Chair.
To change. Oh,
no, I'm trying to get some information to you, and I'm trying to find the proper wording to do that.
Doesn't matter. Just say what you want.
All right. Well, I've just been given some new information that will affect how this motion gets worded or what's possible.
You were just given new information?
Yes, I'd like to defer to Member Heffley here. Or Listener Heffley, excuse me.
Listener Heffley.
Comrade Heffley.
Former Member
The CFO worked at the pleasure of the board and is not hired by the executive director. The only thing the executive director can do is make a suggestion to the board that that they get rid of him, but he has no power to remove him without the board removing him.
That's not what my motion said. It instructed the PNB to enforce its directive by firing the CFO and the GM.
I heard that there's something else.
Okay. So the First Amendment that we're voting on, which should be quick, is to just getting rid of the original language that everybody seems to agree with, of firing the BAI treasurer, getting rid of that, and changing it to the CFO, replacing it. Anybody have any objections?
Yes.
All right. You want to state your objection?
My objection is not that I don't disagree with the motives behind the resolution, but I think this body. Can you shut up? Thank you. I think this body should hold off on major actions until we have a fully constituted local station board. I think it would be a mistake to take any fundamental direction at this point. I think we should limit ourselves to holding down the fort, so to speak, until we have a fully constituted board.
Chair.
Wait, I'm going to rule first that all of this discussion is out of order for this particular amendment. This is relevant to the whole motion.
Well, I'm speaking against the amendment, and I'm giving you my reason.
Right. You know, if someone is breaking into your house, you shoot them. You don't debate it or hold down the fort or whatever it is. It seems that the CFO is derelict, and by letting him sit there, we will never get those reports, and we will never move. And if the incoming board would like to overturn our decision retroactively, it has the ability to do so. Meanwhile, we have to take whatever steps we think necessary to help the foundation. Not that any of this is going to ever get done by the PNB or the ED or anyone else, but we're going on record with our strong feeling about what should be done. So we don't think for a minute that serious consideration will be given by management to any of our proposals.
Is there further discussion on this amendment? Okay, hearing none, I'm going to ask for a vote of replacing the words Treasurer of WBAI, striking that out, and replacing it with CFO, Chief Financial Officer of Pacifica. All in favor of that, please raise your hand.
Of striking.
All in favor of striking and replacing. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 in favor. All opposed? No opposed?
We need abstentions.
2 abstain. Well, we don't, but we can take them anyway. All abstain, 4 abstain.
How many abstain?
4.
4 abstentions?
It can't be 4.
So it passes. Now we go to the next amendment, which is Steve's addition to Carolyn's motion of how to enforce Carolyn's resolution. So what we're voting on is to attach Steve's enforcement, his remedy, to the motion, and then we will vote on the whole thing together.
To attach the remedy as follows.
Correct.
And the remedy is, and I'm going to read it, that PNB instructs the ED to fire the CFO and the IGM and instruct the business manager.
No, it instructs the PNB.
He recommends the PNB to instruct the ED
enforce, no.
to...
No, that's not what I said.
It is what it said.
Well, I'm correcting it then. It's to instruct the PNB to enforce the directives.
Before, when the person was the local station board, it was to instruct the ED. But now that it's the CFO, it's the PNB that has to do that.
Recommend the PNB instruct the ED.
No, that's only when he was filing.
Oh, I see. Okay, I'm sorry. Right, so we're recommending. I'm so sorry. Recommend the PNB to
enforce its directive.
Enforce its directive. Okay.
You want to finish from there, Steve?
By firing the CFO.
Fire CFO.
Firing the GM. And instructing the business manager to provide the report that has been lacking.
Okay.
Reports that have been lacking.
Okay.
Now, is there anybody who wants to discuss this? Carolyn?
Yeah, my only hesitation is that the treasurer, from what I have heard, has been consistently blaming the business manager. Now, knowing the business manager and her history, I think that is bogus, but I don't have enough information.
What relevance?
Well, because our saying that the business manager should provide the reports, the treasurer has consistently been saying that it's the business manager's fault.
CFO.
The
treasurer's not part of this any longer.
She's talking about
history.
history.
Had said that.
The treasurer believed.
Yes,
that blamed the business manager, which as I say, I thought was bogus, but I don't think one way or the other. So by asking the business manager to provide the reports, maybe we should include the CFO and the business manager in that.
He's fired.
The CFO is fired.
He's fired.
Well, somehow we have to get these reports.
Can we stick to this, what we have in front of us?
Can we
just
vote on the amendment?
Yeah, we're going to charge. Well, Frank wants to say something.
Yeah. I don't know if this will be useful information relevant to this, but at the finance, this came up in the finance committee, and the then treasurer seemed quite uncertain as to whose job it was to make these reports. And with a lot of discussion, a whole lot of discussion for a long time, they finally decided that maybe they should ask the interim general manager if he should not be making the reports, and so on. Yeah. And so I think one thing which we need to put in here somewhere is some clarification and instruction as to whose responsibility specifically it is, because the then treasurer seemed to think it was somebody else's responsibility.
I'd like to, it's my understanding, just based on what I see, that Lonnie is the one who makes this report. The chief financial officer is the first person in any report. So anything that the general manager puts out, anything that the treasurer puts out, it starts with the chief financial officer, and it's sent down the line, and it eventually gets out. But all of the configurations of it, that's my understanding. I have no absolute for that. But I don't know that Rudy has access to anything that is not given by either Indra or the chief financial officer. And the way I've seen it happen from the inside, it started with the chief financial officer. And he's the one who connected it. Because, I mean, they just did an audit at the station. They have every bit of information, every scrap of paper. And if the chief financial officer is okay, there's no decision.
Along those lines.
So if we want
call on yourself.
No. Along those lines, I would welcome a motion to divide the question, to divide off the general manager from the national officials of Pacifica. If somebody would like to make that. Right now it reads that instruction to PNB to enforce the directive by firing the IED, the GM. Wait, well, yeah, but others may not. So right now it reads to fire the CFO, the IED, and the GM. And I'd like to hear a motion to divide off the DM from that, so that we focus on that separately, the national officers and the local officers.
So moved, and I gotta leave.
Okay.
So
moved.
So you're not gonna vote your motion?
I guess not.
So it's not gonna pass?
So is there a second to Steve? I hope.
To second for discussion, or second to...
Second. Does anybody second Steve's motion?
To divide.
To divide?
To divide. Okay, there's no second, so the motion is not divided. So we're going to move to the vote now. All in favor of attaching Steve's
Take care of
remedy
my part of the check.
to Carolyn's motion, please raise your hands.
It doesn't matter, just put that in.
All in favor?
All right, sorry.
All in favor of writing on the 20s?
Night all.
Good night,
Bye,
Steve.
Steve.
All in favor of attaching Steve's remedy to Carolyn's motion, please raise your hands.
Of attaching SB remedy.
All opposed? One opposed, two opposed. Okay, they're all abstaining?
Opposed to, I'm sorry, I add me to the favors. And how many are in favor?
Alex, you voted for it.
You want to attach that?
I'm abstaining.
Okay, so the how are you voting, Edward?
Wait, it's to fire the IGM and the CFO?
It's to whether to add this, to add Steve's entire remedy to Carolyn's motion. To amend her motion by adding this on. Just in time for the vote.
I'm sorry, what vote?
To attach Steve's amendment to your motion, his entire remedy. Right now, so let's do this vote again. Let's not
What do we do about the business license?
I have to think, I'm sorry. I'm not sure.
Okay, so all in favor, please raise your hands. Of attaching Steve's amendment to Carolyn's motion. Okay, all opposed, raise your hands. 1, 2, 2 opposed. So the motion does not carry and Steve's amendment is defeated. Now we go back to Carolyn's original motion. To write a letter to the, you want to restate it? Does everybody remember what it was?
I think we need it restated.
Would you like to restate it?
Well, I forget now what was his and why it was.
It's yours. His is gone.
No, the CFO was in.
No, that wasn't
I don't have it.
It was to
oh, right.
to write a letter to the PNB and the executive director indicating that the weekly reports have not, that we were supposed to receive to the finance committee have not been, and others have not been delivered. And we don't know anything about them, and to petition the PNB to enforce its resolution.
Of weekly reports.
Correct.
Petition PNB to enforce
that's it.
Petition PNB to enforce requiring
without mentioning that this is
that wasn't in there.
Requiring weekly reports of the treasurer.
Yeah.
The weekly reports, not of the treasurer.
That's what she said originally. Do you want to leave it out?
It's the weekly reports from the...
Did I say that? Okay.
Yeah, you did.
Of the treasurer?
Yeah.
Chief financial officer.
Well, the question was who is in charge of the So the directed PNB to require the ED to enforce. It's
What I'm saying
demand for weekly reports.
I don't see how she can be forced to give.
I don't think that we mentioned the treasurer.
Oh, that's what I just said. I said you didn't, and you just said you did.
Yeah, and I thought you did too.
I don't have that on my notes.
I'm looking for it.
Vegetable omelette, you got vegetable omelette right here. Tomato for the Jeremy right here, coconut shrimp for the Jeremy. You got also tuna salad sandwich and a pastrami sandwich.
He did.
Apple juice and ice cream. Rice pudding and hot chocolate. Okay.
I have it written down. I can't. Petition the PNB to implement the resolution.
Eliminate the treasurer.
I'm sorry.
Treasurer out.
It was weekly treasurer's reports to the finance committee and the CFO. That's what you said before.
Okay.
Okay.
So all in favor of Carolyn's original motion?
We're petitioning the PNB to enforce the resolution.
Okay, that's it.
This is more or less what this.
Just leave it at that. Yes. All in favor of that resolution?
Yes.
Please raise your hands if you're in favor. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alex, are you in favor of this? Carolyn's original resolution without the enforcement procedure?
No, I'm not voting on any of this.
So that's 4 votes in favor. Opposed? Opposed, and we have 1, 2, 3 abstentions. We're not voting. And the last thing on the agenda is a press conference on January 24th after the court hearing.
We're calling the BAI News to come.
I don't know, Carolyn had a motion. Make your motion.
Yeah, I would like to, I think that whatever the hearing is, it would be a good idea to have a press conference. And I think we could get at least BAI and maybe a few other local press. The Amsterdam News would certainly cover it. And
well, that'll kind of be up to
the Daily News would cover it. And
What?
The Daily News, the Amsterdam News, and I'd like to. I'll take point on notifying the press if we can agree.
No, okay, we're going to Al Jazeera.
I think that whether there's a press conference or not is a decision for the plaintiffs and their attorney to make.
I'm moving that we. All right, maybe so. Then I'm moving that we encourage the plaintiff and the attorney. How's that? To have a press conference.
Do we need a resolution of the board to do that? Really?
Evidently we do. And, I don't know what the feeling is, but I would like to have that. Anyway, I think the public deserves a decision.
Can we?
I'm going to say something.
Yeah.
If there's something to say, we should say it. There's not going to be a guarantee.
What did Mitchell say?
We can spin that.
Shall I quote Carol?
We're going to assemble all those TV cameras and say, no comment.
I know.
Yeah, well, Carolyn has a motion. Is there further discussion on the, is there a second to Carolyn's motion, first of all?
Well, that's the end of that. All right.
Okay. So that's
I just want to remind you, it'll be too late.
Yeah, too late.
Well, it's
Second.
fine.
Second. Sorry, you have to allow for slow thinkers. I second.
Slow thinkers down there.
How much was the money? I need to know.
Can we? I have a motion.
Yeah. Wait.
Just tell me what your amount was.
My amount was.
We're gonna hold on this. Let's do this motion before we do the money.
Well, I guess $650 plus tax.
We have to choose the meeting. Next meeting time.
Yeah. Let's finish the meeting first.
We're going to meet between now and the 25th?
I don't know. We haven't decided.
So, Carolyn seconded, Andrea seconded Kath's motion. Is there further discussion on Carolyn's motion?
Including the tip.
All in favor of Carolyn's motion, please raise your hands.
Did about a press conference?
Yeah.
I'm always for a press conference.
2, 3. All opposed? No opposed? All right, so the LSP will recommend to the plaintiffs to hold a press conference.
What was the vote?
3 to nothing.
They deserve to know if there's no comments at this time.
I would have voted against it. But
I would have offered an amendment that the
too late.
either encourages or discourages the press conference.
There's been a lot of really one-sided press, and I think it is time to.
Yeah, they should know what's going on, even if nothing's going on.
It's not up to the LSP.
Right, it's up to the plaintiff to do that.
Well, we're encouraging you.
Yeah. Well, that's why you don't need to do a motion to encourage them, because you talk to them.
It's the feeling of this body that they should make this decision.
It's the feeling of 3 people on the body.
Oh, now it comes to that. It was a vote. All of a sudden, the vote doesn't matter. Have you noticed?
Is there further?
10.
You had another
Wait,
item?
I have to figure out how much my
Next
money is.
meeting. Okay, we need the next meeting of this body.
Next meeting is the other meeting is.
Oh, we're meeting on the 25th.
Yeah, we're meeting on the 25th.
Well, that's a delegates meeting. Do we want to have an LSB meeting too on the 25th?
I think
why
we should
not?
do it earlier in the day.
I'm just asking. I don't know. We haven't decided anything on that.
But I understand that we need to do it.
Well, then the night before.
I can't do it at all until.
Don't tell me you're publishing another book.
I mean, it's possible that my schedule might be different that day, but it usually is not.
That's something on the night of the 24th.
You can't. There's something the night of the 24th.
Do we need to meet?
We don't
before
have all
then?
the money here.
Why don't we just leave it the 24th and do 25th?
If we need to, we can convene an emergency meeting with all LSB officers agreeing.
What emergency meeting? Why can't we just say LSB and delegates meeting on the 25th?
Right. We may need to meet before. There may be some unexpected activity on the legal front before, for instance.
That's right. There might be.
Well, that's a different question.
No, that is the question.
That's a different question than this meeting that we're setting right now.
Okay, you're right. So everybody's okay with the 25th? Any opposed to meeting on the 25th as both an LSB meeting and also a delegates meeting on January 25th in Newark?
In Newark.
Yeah, the PMB meeting.
I owe money. I'm taking care of two people right now. Me and Kathy.
Does anybody have anything further to say here?
She's on there.
She's on a different bill. This is not bill for this section.
Oh, all right. I have to give $10 for that section.
This meeting is, I'm ruling this meeting adjourned.
Wait,
You can rule it adjourned.
is Steve on this bill?
I have checked.
He had a tuna fish thing and shrimp.
Oh, wait. Since we didn't adjourn
Fried
yet,
shrimp.
I just wanted to announce the,
Okay. This goes to that bill. This goes to that bill, and I have to add $10 if you.
Hold on a second. Can you, Andrea, you're supposed to be taking notes.
Sorry.
Steve Brown's over here.
Oh, never
But
mind.
the
Give it back.
spinach is over here.
Can we get the election results?
The $40 goes back to you.
Mitchell, take the meeting.
Oh, that's
Andrea, you have to take notes of this.
What?
The, before we adjourn,
What was the money you just gave?
hold on, before we adjourn,
Just wait. I'm sorry. I have to wait. They're not letting me do this.
the results of the election, whether Carolyn was elected in the first round with 6 votes, Alex was elected in the second round with 1 vote, and I was elected in the third round or second round. So the 3 of us were elected to the PNB. And as a result of being elected to the PNB, I can no longer be chair of this body. And as a result of Kathy being elected to the PNB, she can no longer be vice chair of this body. So that we're going to have to, at the next meeting, elect new chairs of this
Are you
body.
resigning?
Okay,
Are you therefore resigning your position?
Yeah, I'm resigning my position.
Okay.
You'll have to continue the next meeting.
Excuse me. I have to ask. This is not a question. Alex got 1 vote.
Yes, according to this.
That can't be right.
It says, yes, no, he got a one first place vote and more second place votes.
Oh, okay. And you got
I got 0 first place votes.
plus second place. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now, Kathy, I gave $40, so I need $20. This is a
I don't have to do this anymore. Guess who's going to next?
Andrea,
I know.
short money. We're very short money.
We are?
I didn't see like where there's a
But you announced Kathy, right? She's the only one who ran, but you still should make it official.
I did.
Well, how many people are included in this?
I didn't put in yet.
Oh, you didn't.
I'm sharing the meeting. pay attention to Monday night food.
And so yours is 10:50 before the
No.
actual 10. So yours is
More
like,
than that.
what'd you have?
I had ice cream and pie and
Pie
pie
and ice cream
and the veggie burger.
$5.45.
Oh, really? Okay. Oh, I was going to give you more.
Well, it still should be like 13, 14 bucks.
I know, Patty. You don't have to tell me how much you put in, sweetheart.
And Andrea, do you
Wait, I'm getting
Who's getting it? You?
Hold on.
$24 plus tip.
All right, here's the 10 for your girl. And now.
24.90. No, 20. Yeah,
Oh, we should leave a better